Fabulous first beginning of the week. I'm trying. Okay, so y'all know that, you know, nobody's here yet. So I'm just kind of really talking to myself. I'm trying to find something bright because, yeah, y'all know how it is. That wasn't bright enough. So y'all can see my face while I talk about people. Yep. Let's see. It's taking a minute. And here we are. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. I'm just here. And y'all know I done watched all the soap operas. Hey, Marguerite, how you doing? Not soap operas. I don't really watch soap operas. That was my mama's thing. I've never been a soap opera person. I watch TV shows. I get like TV shows I want to watch, but I ain't never been a soap opera person. But talk shows. That's what I was trying to say. Talk shows. That's what I was trying to say. So normally that's what my content is, and I'm gonna touch on that. So today on the talk shows, that's my talk show voice. But I saw something on TikTok as I was trying to figure out what I want to talk about, and it made me think about social media, um, being online, having a platform. I am glad, Marguerite. You be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Having a platform. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Super Rainbow Queen. Haven't seen you in all years. It's all right. I mean, it is what it is. No, I'm not walking yet, but I'm working on it. So it is what it is. I have a lot going on since I hurt my knee, and it was my knee, not my ankle. But I'm working on it. So I was watching TikTok, and I get my content from there too. Y'all know how I go. So this young lady was saying, "Hey, Journey, how y'all doing? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come in." Oh, hold on, y'all. My eyeball itching. Hold on. Y'all know eyeball ever itch? He just gotta scratch it. Okay, my bad. I had to scratch my eyeball. Hey, y'all. So there was, you know how they have these. I don't know what they're called now. They used to be called just. It's not a talk show. It's like where people pay to have. I think a lot of it started from when people watch podcasts, and I'm getting back to be strong. That's what's up. It takes time. Everything will happen when it's supposed to happen. It might not happen when we want to, but it happens when it's supposed to. But anyway, before I forget, my mind is old. The gray is just not a color. Um, so it was, you know how the podcasters will go have live shows, and because I firmly believe that podcast mics should cost $1 billion a piece. Everybody should just not be able to get some, because you just get a podcast mic and all of a sudden you are the supreme doctor mind of the world. So, but this is what it was. It was a young lady. She was beautiful. She was a beautiful young lady. She was kind of heavy set, but she was fine. I guess you know what I'm saying? Jill Scott kind of thickums. Like back in the day, I would have felt a certain way, but nowadays these little girls is doing the damn thing, and I am here for it. She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. And she was saying her ideal man, or the man that she looks for, is basically a gym bro. And we'll get into that at another time because that's a whole different story. But I'm talking about how we as women are not there for each other. I love to compliment other women. I love to compliment anybody. You looking good, your suit on, you got that outfit, them shoes busting, you smell good. I'm gonna tell you. You got your hair done. I'm gonna tell you. I'm be like, I see you. I'm gonna tell you because I think that's just how I was raised. People don't go out for other people, but they do like to know that they see that they're seen and their presence is felt. So to me, if you done got your hair done and you looking extra special and I walk past you and you looking good and smelling good, I'm gonna tell you, I see you. I smell. Come on now. I don't know where that went. So the young lady gets up to the mic. Trying to see who that was. So the young lady gets up to the mic and she says what kind of man she wants. So basically she wants a gym bro. She wants a manly man who doesn't talk too much and who's into fitness and masculine muscular. So basically that's what she wanted. So there was a young lady on the stage who was a part of the group that was having the one-on-one with the audience. And she said to her, basically, she said, you too fat to want somebody who gonna be in the gym. She tried to say it nicely. But the reality is, what she said is, you looking how you look. How you gonna want somebody that's in the gym? And I'm sitting there going, ma'am, did you check the mirror? Here's what I don't get. Here's what I don't get. All right, y'all. Here's what I don't get. I'm a big girl. I'm a fat girl. And I know that if I go out there talking about somebody negatively, you got stuff you can say about me. You know what I'm saying? You got stuff you can say about me. And most of it be true. So I try not to go out there speaking negatively and bringing that kind of negative energy into a situation if it's not warranted. I'm just not going to attack. Now, if me and somebody going back and forth and you seeing that thing, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But just coming out of pocket, just out of y'all come on here on the thing, and then I say something negative about Super Rainbow Queen. You don't know what I can say on my phone, so that's why I'm using you. I say something negative about Super Rainbow Queen hair or the outfit she got on. All she was doing was giving her, we're discoursing. She's saying hello, and I'm like, are you cute enough to say hello or whatever? Whoop de whoop, basically. So, and I'm sitting there looking. I'm like. Now, so a person stitched the video. So if y'all watch TikTok, you know, people stitched the video. I didn't see the full video. I just saw him stitch the video. And he was like, the gentleman who stitched it, he was like, well, I'm a gym bro. Well, I work out, basically what he was saying. He didn't call himself a gym bro. But he said, I work out and I love a BBW, a plus size woman. That's what you see a lot of men who are into fitness have a lot of women who are softer, rounder, I should say. But my point in this is, and I'm saying it like this, what in her that she needed to attack this woman who was clearly, now you know there are some people that you look at, and like me and baby was saying a minute ago about somebody who had grown into his features, grown into his face. I didn't think he was a little boy, but she was like, now he looks good. And he grown into what he looks like. Now you have people like that, but you have people that are across the board aesthetically beautiful. This young lady was beautiful. Her skin flawless. Her face beautiful. Her body bam. She had a little short pixie cut that accentuated her face. She was stunning. And I'm like, was it because she was confident and plus size and got up and said that she wanted a manly, muscularly man, that you had to knock her down a peg because you thought that you're the standard, because you're not as heavy, because you're considered, you thought your weight gave you, you thought your size gave you weight in this situation when it didn't. I don't get that whole, if you got to tear somebody down so that you can look good, you don't look good. If you got to accentuate somebody's negative because you don't have any positives, that's not their fault. I'm just saying. I don't get it, never will get it. So that was that. I happened to just see that, and it blew me, because I'm sitting there going, this lady is getting up. You already getting up in a situation where you are putting yourself out there. And then you have to, and I'm sure they paid money to go into this place, because that's why they have these open forums with these podcasts to where they can have one on time with their fans. They charge you to go in there. So you paid money for her to attack you because, hey, just read my book. So you paid money to be attacked because she thought she had something up on you because she wasn't as big as you were. But you also weren't as beautiful as she were. You would be passed by if you and her were standing together. In this situation, if the girl that was trying to put the other girl down was standing next to each other, they would pass her and go to the other girl. She wouldn't be a thought, and she wouldn't even be in consideration. You got to look in the mirror before you start mirroring other people. You need to look in the mirror and get yourself together. That's all I had to say about that. So back to my talk show. Today on talk shows. So I watched Steve earlier, and this just made me think about step-parent dynamics, and children and adult children in relationships where you're blending families. So the dad found out later on in life that he had a daughter that was an adult. And they got together, and, they were trying to do the daddy-daughter thing. But he has a wife. And stepmama and potential daughter, it come to and found out later it was his biological daughter. But stepmama and potential daughter did not get along. As a step-parent, and as a mother of a child who has a step parent, I'm not going to go back and forth with my daughter about something her and her mama going through. It's not my place. I'm not going to. My daughter does not. I don't. What's the word I'm looking for, baby? What's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word. I'm not threatened. That's the word I was looking for. I got it. I'm not threatened by my daughter. I didn't raise her, and I didn't have her, but she mine. I'm not threatened by her. I'm not threatened. She's not a threat in our relationship. And I think that's what happens with a lot of stepdaughter, stepmama, daddy relationships that I've seen on TV. Now, I don't know what happens in the real world because I don't know everybody. So I can only go by what people bring to us on the internet and on television. You get a lot of stepmamas who are threatened by the children coming in that are already in a relationship, or like in this particular case, you find out that he has a daughter later on in life. Because she was going back and forth with the daughter like they was looking for the same man. I don't get that. I don't get that. Now I can almost see a daughter, a child, even an adult child, feeling some kind of way about an outsider, because that's what step parents are in these children's head. Especially if you carry yourself as an outsider, especially carry yourself as competition for the love of your partner. Especially if you see every woman that comes along, it's competition. That's ridiculous, but it is what it is. It happens. It boggles my mind. Because me personally, if Nick and DC are arguing back and forth, and DC acting like Nick is taking away from our relationship, then me and DC got a problem. Not DC and Nick. Because DC don't know her place in this relationship. Now, either I have made it, as the parent, have made it so that it feels like Nick is in competition with my wife, or my wife is so insecure that she's in competition with a child. Hold on. Everybody needs to know their place. We have to set the tone from the beginning. Exactly. But at what point do you realize, at what point do you realize that this is not healthy and it's not good? At what point do you go, you know what? I ain't that in love. Because nobody's going to attack my kid because they think that my child is taking some of my love away from them. Because the reality is that the love of my wife and the love of my child, them is two different loves. Those are two different, totally different situations. They come from two totally different places. And those two places can coexist. But if me and my spouse are not on the same page about me and my kid, then me and my kid need to find another book to be in. Did you say a book to be in? Because we ain't on the same page. So clearly we in the wrong book. I mean, I get it. Everybody says that relationships are a work and it's hard work and you got to put in the work. Let me tell you something. How many people, now tell me the truth now. How many of y'all just read my book? Want to go to work every day? Even a job you like. Who looks forward to getting up out of their bed, out of their good, comfortable government sheets with their fan on, and want to go into a job every day? Very few people. And if you're looking at your relationship, your place of peace, your safe place to land as a job, why are you going there? Don't nobody want no hard ass work in a relationship, because the reality is if there's hard work in a relationship, only one person is working. Because if you're working together, it's not hard. It's a roller coaster. There are ups and there are downs, but y'all do it together. It's not hard. If it's always pushing and pulling and you always trying to push the outdoor in, then you may not be in the right relationship. Especially if it's because you think my child is taking something away from what we got. Clearly you don't understand the relationship between the child and the parent. I'm just saying. That irks my spirit every time I see somebody talk about how you spend too much time with your kids. You talk about your kids too much. When you gonna spend time with me? You grown. You better get out my damn face. You better get you some friends to get the hell out of my face. Because my kid gonna be my kid forever. In perpetuity. I'm just saying. That pisses me off. And on to parents. This also pisses me off. I am a boy mom. I have a son and a daughter. But I gave birth to a son. And every time I see boy moms do stuff, I mean these newfangled boy moms, because it's my baby. And I don't get it twisted. I saw my baby the other day and I wanted to cry. But I don't even know why I wanted to cry, because he wasn't doing nothing. We were just sitting there talking about nothing. I don't know why I wanted to cry. This is my baby. And I see him being a man. And as much as I imagined it in my head and had all these scenarios going on in my head about him, it's devastating, but not in a bad way, to see it come to fruition, to see it coming true, to see him being a man. But that's also her boy. You heard what she said? You might not have heard, because she ain't say it loud. But I see grown-ass women on the internet. First of all, let me say this. Stop putting dumb shit on the internet. Put your phone down. If you got up this morning and you know it's supposed to be some dumb shit come out your mouth, if you about to say something you know should nobody else hear, put your phone down. Talk to your damn self. Call your sister. There should never be a power struggle between stepchildren, step-parents, and in-laws. It's a red flag that folks overlook just to have somebody. Yes, just read my book. Absolutely. It irks my spirit. It makes my ass itch. And there's a lot of ass to itch. And I hate when it itches. Why you say, ooh? You know what I mean. Those are those are people act like I've never understood the only I can love you right person. I never understood that. Your mama don't love you right. Your children don't love you right. Only I can love you the right way. And you must forsake all others, including the people you had and the people that had you, so you can be with me. That bothers me to no end. That bothers me. I don't understand no shit like that. I don't get it. If you are not mature enough to handle different relationships, then you shouldn't be in any. Shouldn't have no kids. Shouldn't have no spouse. Probably shouldn't have left your mama house. I rhymed. That was a bar. You rapping? I was rapping. But back to boy moms. So it has just been. There's a chick who wants to ask her son to the. And I mean, these are real. I mean, some of them are parodies and some of them are not real. But this chick wanted to ask her son shouldn't go. I gotta go dress shopping for my homecoming dress because I'm going to homecoming with my son. Why? Or every mama that goes on Maury and any other show with their grown ass son calling some girl, sometimes it's a wife, sometimes it's a girlfriend, sometimes it's a baby mama. You sitting up there sounding like you his ex or his current girlfriend and you his mammy. You know how stupid I look arguing with some girl about, Nick, I had this boy, I don't want nothing from it. Boy, you know how dumb you look. I am talking to every boy mom that thinks her son is her boyfriend. That thinks she going on dates with her son. No, you're not. You're taking your son out to dinner. You're taking your son out to the movies. You're going on no damn date with your son. Stop saying that shit. And we ignore it. We ignore the things that moms do to sons. But we don't ignore what the same situation in fathers and daughters. If it had been a father saying some of the stuff that I hear mama say on the internet, y'all would be calling the police on them. Y'all be trying to find their address and sending police to their house. If daddies was saying some of the shit that mamas be saying about their boys. There was a woman on there that had a newborn and she is French kissing her newborn. Because and I forget the dumb shit that she said is the caption, and I'm sitting there going, call the police. Somebody send the police to this lady's house. Look here. I get not wanting to be alone. I get that. I get it because I mean, I don't have no problem being alone. I was telling DC a couple days ago. We was talking, I forget what we was talking about. But I said, I ain't got no problem being by myself. Nick, grown, out the house. Me and her work together. I wouldn't be struggling. I wouldn't be rushing to find nobody to fill the void. Now, there was a point there. Where I missed the weight in the bed. And if y'all don't understand, I'm not talking about sex. I'm not talking about financial. I'm talking about the steady, firm presence of somebody next to me. Because I never had it. I never had that. So I missed that. Then I got DC. And now I have it. But if she wasn't here, I'm okay being by myself. I don't have to fill the space. I damn sure don't have to fill the space with my child. Boy, moms, leave your sons alone. You are not helping them. By treating them like your man, you're not helping them. Your son, your children are not the head of your household. If ain't no man in the house, then you the head of the household. You know how many people I hear, you the man now. No, you're not. That's my little boy. Nick is not the man of my house. He's the man of his house. He my son. He my child. He not the man of my house. He can't, not, won't ever. He will be the man of his house. I will teach him how to be the man for his house. I teach him how to run his house. Because forever in my house, he's going to be my son, my child. He 30, I'm 67. Guess what? He's still my child. He 40, I'm 77. He's still my child. Stop giving children adult roles that are not for them and that they're not equipped to handle. Because you messing that baby up for somebody else. You going to send him out there butt naked, flying blind. He going to keep calling you, bringing you into his relationships. My mama said this. My mama said that. Don't do that. Leave him alone. On to parenting. This is something Charles sent me and asked me, and I'm going to bring it to the stage. And we're going to see who's right, who's wrong, who's more right, or who's more wrong, or in this situation. Wife is pregnant. Husband had a vasectomy a few years ago. Wife can't be pregnant by him. Husband didn't tell wife. Wife talking about we wanted kids. Why you ain't tell me? Who's more wrong? Who's more wrong in this situation? Now, in most situations like this, because when he sent me the little video, it didn't have the entire story, so we don't know the backstory about their relationship building up to this point. Because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of situations, women hear what they want to hear, and men do too. But right now we're focusing on the fact that if he had a vasectomy, did he lie when he said he wanted children? Or did he just not say anything when she said she wanted children? So she built up in her head that he also wants kids. I take that to you. Because to me, in this particular situation, the more wronger one is her. You cheated on your husband. Now, I'm not going to sit up there and say that vasectomies don't, what's the word, baby? Fail. They do fail. They're just like any other birth control. The only way not to have a baby is not to have sex. That's it, period. End of discussion. The only way to not have a baby is not have sex or not have the organs that make the babies. That's it. Now, from what I understand, it's rare, but every now and again a vasectomy reverses or whatever. Or if you have sex too soon after, you got some residual swimmers swimming, they may be able to, escape the prison of vasectomy land and go make a baby somewhere. But the reality is it looked like he had that vasectomy years ago. And they've been having unprotected sex this whole time. And now all of a sudden she's pregnant. And he said, well, it ain't mine. Because most men that have vasectomies, they go back to the doctor every so often to make sure that they don't have a sperm count. Because the reality is that anything can happen. Miracles can happen. But who's wronger in this situation? To me, she wronger. And here's why. She wronger. And here's why. Because once he said he had a vasectomy, it was no longer about the fact that she's pregnant about somebody who can't get her pregnant. It was about the fact, you didn't tell me we're supposed to be. No, baby. You skipping over the fact that he had a vasectomy and you're pregnant. Well, it didn't work. Okay. Now, if that man tell you I just came back from the doctor and the doctor said I don't have no sperm count, huh? What you gonna say then? It's a miracle. No, it's not.
One was hiding.
Where was it hiding at? Baby said one was hiding. Just one? Where was it hiding?
That
Do you
that
know how many millions of them things come through and only one baby get made most of the time?
that one
Where was he hiding at, baby?
in the tunnel. Oh love.
She said in the tunnel of love. That is not how that works, but okay. Who's wronger? Inquiring minds want to know. Just saying. On Karamo, today on Karamo, here's my question.
Did you finish that question?
Ain't nobody said nothing.
Which did?
I don't know.
Did they get pregnant?
Hold on. No, you know what? Hold on. That's an easy answer. Okay, it didn't scroll down. Hey, Magdalene. Okay, it didn't scroll down. That's an easy answer. So which one is it? Just read my book. Is it him because he had a vasectomy? Or is it her because that probably ain't his baby? Now, I'm thinking inside of a marriage, she kind of tipped the scales on wrong. That's just me. Because you can get a vasectomy reverse. He can go in there and get the little procedure done. That's why it's easier. It's much easier for a man to go through birth control surgery than it is for women. It's outpatient, shorter time, slot, little snip, little so everything working again. But how do you come back from I'm pregnant by somebody else and we married? I'm just saying. How do you come back? I feel like they didn't have no threesome because the man was like, who baby is it? If they'd had a threesome, then he would have known that, hey, it might not be mine. It might be, it's not mine. It's old boy we did the nasty with. So I'm just saying, I don't think the three, baby said he might have had a threesome. I don't think a three was involved. I think maybe a third was involved, but the husband had nothing to do with it. So, just saying. Who's wronger? I think in this particular situation, she's wronger. Also today on Karamo, at what point, hold on, assuming he had a vasectomy and assuming it was successful, she is wrong. That means she stepped out of her marriage. Absolutely. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. I don't believe for 1 second that man was actively telling her we having a baby together. I believe that he didn't dissuade her. Now, is that a formal line? Probably. But I believe, this is just my opinion. I was not in the room. I have no idea. I know I can't have no babies. And that's the only babies I be worried about. I believe that he just didn't say yay or nay. I believe he went along with it because he was like, because think about it. If she hadn't gotten pregnant at all, not from the cheating or anything, it would have never came up unless they paid the money to go get fertility tests, and then he would have had to be like, look, I had a vasectomy. It would have never came up. I'm just saying. So here's another question, and it's still a marriage question. At what point is it no longer the other person's fault? So this couple came on and they do the thing on Karamo where they check the phones and all that stuff, and Karamo goes searching for information, DMs, text messages, location, da 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 da. Okay, you bring your man on there because this is what the title was. He was too ugly to cheat. Hold on. Now, he wasn't a troll or anything. He wasn't beyond, he wasn't anything that anybody would look at and go, oh, he is disgusting. He wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? He just was a dude. I can't cheat, I'm too ugly. That was the title of the show. I can't cheat, I'm too ugly. Now, they already boyfriend. They're not married, but they've been together 13 years. They've been together over 10 years. She said he's been cheating the entire time they've been together. And Karamo's like, well, why y'all still together? Because I love him. He do so much for me. I don't get that, though. don't understand that. I, and here's why. Here's my thing. Here's why I say that. You keep saying, people in these situations say, he was there for me, he was there for me, she was there for me, she was there for me. But if they've been cheating on you and disrespecting you and hurting you the entire time you've been together, what good are they doing you? Holding your hand while you're going through a bad situation all the time, they on the phone trying to hook up with another girl, or have hooked up with another girl, or you guys calling your phone. Or in one situation, he thought she was cheating. He done put a tracker on a car and a recorder in the house. At what point do you try again? At what point is it no longer his fault? In this particular situation, she was the one being cheated on. Now, she said, I have cheated in response to him cheating in the past. But recently, I've been 100% about him, and he's been 100% about cheating. At what point, Bomb Squad, is it no longer his fault and it's yours for giving him permission? Because even Karamo said it. If you keep taking him back, if you keep co-signing his bad decisions, you're giving him permission to do what he want to do because you're not taking up for yourself. At what point do you just like, I'm cool with cheating? At what point? Or you can't say nothing. Excuse me, y'all. You get what I'm saying? At what point is it not, you know what? All right. At what point are you just there? Because I don't want to be alone. Because being with somebody is more important than self-respect. The older woman used to say, get an ugly man because nobody wants him. The ugly man figured it out and realized they were a high commodity.
I tried to get ugly girls. I thought I was sticking with two.
Y'all come get DC because she said, I try to get ugly girls.
They did the same shit.
I mean, but what's ugly to you ain't ugly to somebody else. He wasn't that ugly. He wasn't ugly or pretty. He wasn't for me. I wouldn't have given him the time of day. I wouldn't have looked at him even when I was dating men. Leilani, I wouldn't have. But he wasn't my type. He wasn't anybody that would have caught my eye. But I bet it's thousands of girls out there eyes he would have caught. He was just regular degular. He wasn't nothing. But at some point, whose fault is it? At what point are you the problem? And I'm sorry. I'm not beating you when you're down. But at what point do you have to take responsibility for the fact that the reason that this person is doing what he's doing or she's doing what she's doing is because you allow it? Because you okay with it? Because you co-sign it? Because if you stick around, if you sit there and you marinate in what that mess they bring to you, and you keep talking about the one or two good things they did for you 13 months ago or 3 years ago or the day after y'all met, or because your mama passed away or your daddy passed away and they held your hand for 13 minutes, at what point do you understand that the scales are not balanced? And a good relationship is about balance. The only thing that most of these, that 99.9% of these people who say, especially the ones that get on talk shows, the only thing that they can say when somebody asks, why are you still with them? And I'm sure that just about everybody in this chat, just about everybody who sees this video has said this to somebody, to their homegirl, their homeboy, their sister, their brother. Why are you still with them? And the only thing they can say is because I love them. They good to me. How are they good to you? You got to smell their drawers when they come home. How are they good to you? You wait till they go to sleep so you can go to their phone, or you wait till they go in the bathroom and leave their phone. Because my wife don't leave her phone nowhere. She gonna take that to the bathroom because she need literature. But you gotta sit and wait till somebody go to sleep so you can smuggle their phone so you can go through it. You gotta question every person they talk to. Why are you talking to them? Who is that? Why they say that like that? On one of the couples was like, the lady said, I was telling you to order the pizza. I said, hey babe, order the pizza. And the friend's house they was at, he picked his phone up and ordered the pizza. Oh, the dude was like, oh, you fucking him? Well, here's the thing, sir. If she's cheated on you and you stayed, you gave her permission to do it. You said, okay, we're gonna do this together. Or in the case of the one I was talking about with the guy said he was too ugly to cheat. Her first thing out of her mouth was, I thought I could change him. I could change him. I could change him. How you gonna change a grown person? You can't change your kids. You can't get your kids. Let me tell you something. Our children still do shit we don't want them to do. And we train them. How you gonna train a grown person? How you gonna change somebody that don't want to change because they don't see nothing wrong with what they doing? Because if they saw something wrong in what they were doing, if your man's cheating on you and you know about it for whatever reason, he slipped up, you went through his phone, the girl called you, and you don't address him, and you don't pack up his shit and sit it on the porch, on a good sunny bright day, throw it out the window and tell him to get his shit out the lawn, at what point are you at fault? Because you got the information. Now I can understand if you are dating or married to a CIA level cheater. Now they're out there. They out there. A CIA level cheater. That's somebody who makes sure they cheat with somebody who got something to lose. They don't have a cell phone number. The only time they see them is when they can see them, and they have multiples out there, so they make sure everybody got something to lose in this situation. Or unless you married to a CIA level spy, Russian spy cheater, and you are none the wiser, you don't feel some type of way. Because let me tell y'all something. Every woman and man in this chat and who will see this video can tell when something is off with their partner. Even if it ain't cheating, you can tell there's a shift in the mood. There's a shift in the talk. There's a shift in everything. There's a shift. There's a pain in your chest. You can't even tell what it is because there's something different on a cellular level. That is something wrong. It's something in the atmosphere. Like Bring It On said. There's something in the atmosphere. If you got a CIA level Russian spy cheater, they don't change nothing. Oh, they out there. They out there. They got a whole nother family, bitch, and you don't know nothing. You got folks that have whole other families, wives, children. They got it to the point where you only see them on the weekend because they work Monday through Thursday, and you see them Thursday through Sunday. But Monday through Thursday, they at their other house with their other wife or their other husband. You got 3 kids that look just like you, but ain't none of them yours. That's CIA level. That's secret spy kind of shit. So unless you got that, and that is rare. That is rare. Because most cheaters think that nobody is going to pay them any attention. That they are so loved by the person they cheating on that she won't pay attention to the fact that he has been at the store for 3 hours to get a gallon of milk and a pack of cookies. There are folks out there that for some reason she always going over to her homegirl house only on Thursday nights, only between 7 and 9. Think they slick. But the reality is they got somebody who at some point, at what point? Leilani, just read my book. Whoever's in the chat, because y'all come and go, and I appreciate every single view. At what point is it not the cheater's fault anymore? Because you had the information. You got, hold on. Some mistake gratitude obligation. They feel like if they clean them up and get haircut, new clothes, and fix their teeth, they belong to them. Yes, but that's a kid. That's what you do with your child. I don't want to do that. I didn't have to do that with DC. Just read my book says some mistake gratitude with obligation. They feel if they clean them up, get a haircut, new clothes, and fix their teeth, that they belong to them. That's a child. That's what I did to Nick. Now I ain't have to do no teeth because he was good in the grill department. I'm glad he didn't get his mama's teeth. I'm glad for that. But that's what I had to do with my kid. I don't want a Mr. Potato Head spouse to where I gotta go buy all the what's the things called, baby? The attachments for it to look right. I am damn near 60 years old. What the hell I look like putting somebody together? That's why I wouldn't date nobody young. What the hell I look like dating somebody 30? I'm damn near old enough. I'm old enough to be their grandmama. What do I look like trying to piece together somebody? I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen. If you have to make them, they're not for you. They need to make themselves. At what point do we like, you know what, get yourself together, and then if there comes a time when you together and I'm together and we single, we get together. But at what point do you like, you know what? It's not Build-A-Bear. I am not in the Build-A-Bitch goddamn market. I see potential. If I gotta tell my significant other to wash their ass or get their hair cut or that look ugly on them, then that ain't for me. It's no. People don't understand. Sometimes growing up together means growing apart together. Now, I'm not going to say that you didn't meet the love of your life, your soulmate, at 18 and y'all grew up together and it won't work, would it work and y'all will be together for 80, 90 years. I'm not going to say that because it's a lie. It's happened. But that ain't reality. That ain't the real world. That's anomalies in the world. This ain't Build-A-Bitch. When I go to the store, I don't want to have to sew on the pockets and the sleeves and the buttons and the zipper and whatever else so I can wear it. I want to go in there and get it and put it on. Why don't we take care more of the shoes we put on our feet and the clothes we put on our body, as opposed to the people that we let in our spirit and our soul, as opposed to the people that we give ourselves to? We are more concerned about the shit we purchase at Walmart than we are the person that we sleep with every night. And then you mad when you sitting up there arguing about some bitch calling his phone. This ain't the first time she called his phone. The first time she called his phone, you answered and y'all had a discussion about y'all man. but he's still sleeping in your bed. I am not everybody's cup of tea. Hell, I'm not everybody's bottle of Mountain Dew. And neither are you. You don't have to settle. I don't care who you are. I don't give a shit if you work at Walmart. I don't give a shit if you my age working at Walmart. You don't have to settle just because society says that you should be this, and the third. You get a whole, if you a whole person, you deserve a whole person. You don't deserve a patchwork doll. People aren't quilts. You just go get different. That's not, no. I don't want that. Let's be realistic, y'all. It's all the time. And I really, I'm just sit up there and I'm like, I don't know. That just blew me today. Karamo said, how long you been cheating? The whole time we've been together. Well, why y'all together? Because I love him. Because he was there for me. Was he? Was he there for you? Really? How many times you were sitting at the house wondering where he was? How many times did you pick up his cell phone? How many times did some girl tell you, I'm with your man? How many times? I don't know. On this edition of Maury. So, I watch more. And these are old shows. These are like 2016, 2027. They like in the 20s, in the mid 20s. Like from 2012 to 2017, 2018. So it's almost some shows are 10 years ago, some years 5. But it's not recent, but it's recent. So, this lady on there. Now, she looked like she used to be on a stroll. She used to be old ho. It is what it is. Again, I have no problem with sex workers. Get your money. If you good at it, get it. I ain't got it. That's not my problem. Herein lies my problem. She's with this guy, right? And she's consistently had issues with this man and prostitutes. Why are you on this show trying to save your prostitute marriage? Your prostitute relationship? This is what he told her is why he was in jail for 3 days for soliciting a prostitute, is because he was trying to give her some money to get something to eat because she was sitting in front of the convenience store. And I just got swept up in the raid, in the sting, the prostitution sting. Sir. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. My thing not scrolling, y'all. So if I haven't said anything,
Wait a minute, hold on.
my thing is, it's over there. But I don't know the
Huh? Shh. We live streaming. Stop listening.
all right. Some
I see.
Oh, okay. So some mistake, gratitude, obligation. They feel like, yeah, okay, I saw that one. You called my name, Magua. That's funny. Thank you, Journey. People with low self-esteem, like a fixer-upper, they think that person will be so happy that they will be their mate. I've never been a I can fix it him chick. Hey. A man with potential is fine in your 20s. If a man is 40 plus and has no potential, he is already who he is going to be, and it's not going to change with some woman.
I was stuck in that game.
This is right. Hold on. Leilani said, I've never been a fix him chick. potential, hear me, go with me on this. Potential is a fantasy. Because in our 20s, everybody got potential. In our 20s, we all got potential. But I'm not looking. In my 20s, I didn't even want somebody with potential. If I brought it to the table, I wanted you to bring it to the table. In my 20s, I was working. Sometimes 7 days a week. Sometimes 12, 13 hours a day. I'm not about to be struggling, about to pass out and fall out from work all day, and you sitting at the house looking for some potential. I'm not about to do that. And I've done it. But I was single. He wasn't my man. It was somebody I was talking to. Well, man. Potential is a lie we tell ourselves because sometimes being alone is worse than being with them. But it's a lie. It's a whole ass lie. Somebody who want to be with you, you'll never see their potential because they're working on it. You'll never see it. Even in high school, even in college, even working. Y'all together. Y'all working on it together. Y'all getting it together. And you're right about the low self-esteem thing. But I don't understand that because let me tell y'all something. Some of the ugliest people I have ever seen have always kept a man or a woman. Always thought that their bread was buttered with the best butter in the store. But it's those that I was one of them. Okay. Hold on. I was one of them. I was one of those people that exactly. I was one of those people to where even though I had people tell me I was pretty and this and third, all I saw was a fat girl. All I saw was a kind of awkward fat girl. That's what I saw. I could sing. That wasn't something somebody could see. I had features maybe somebody thought was cute or whatever, but that wasn't who I was. Because inside, the things I've been told and what people have said to me didn't make me feel secure in who I was. So yeah, I understand that. The low self-esteem thing. But there comes a point, even with me, after a certain age, self-esteem be damn. Amazon sell toys. I don't need no man. For $29.95, I can have the best night of my life. I'm just saying. There comes a point when self-esteem be damned. And I don't know if it's generational. I don't know if it's different with everybody. But y'all in y'all 50s, and y'all having these discussions, y'all going on more and Karamo and Steve. Y'all arguing with bitches over the phone about somebody who said who you know been cheating on you the whole time y'all been together. All right, Marguerite. Or they want to build you up. Yeah, this ain't build a bitch. No. At some point, be alright. It's alright to be alright. It's alright to be alone. It's alright to struggle because struggle don't last always. It's okay to give up. It's okay to say it's enough. It's okay to let somebody know that what you doing ain't love. And you ain't gonna keep doing it to me. It's not love. It's not love. I love my wife. I struggle to figure out how I can love her some more. I feel bad sometimes if I know I done snapped for no reason, or my one of my 13 personalities and popped out and it was the crazy one. You know what I'm saying? I struggle with the situation I'm in now and her dealing with it. It bothers me. But that's my baby. I don't know. But if she didn't want to be here, or if I was an option and not the priority, I could struggle in my cousin's house. I could be sad over there. I ain't got to stay here. And trust me when I tell you, I have grown into me. And another bitch will push me around. Play me if you want to. I keep looking down because my iPad is down here. And I'm trying to see the chat because for some reason my phone won't scroll. I had to get to that point though. Because you ain't always at that point. It's not, everybody doesn't have that self-confidence. A lot of people act like they have that confidence in themselves and their relationships align. But the reality is, there is what you don't do, what you want do, what you won't do, and what you can't do. There's somebody else out there waiting to do it. There's somebody else out there seeing you being squandered, seeing you being manipulated, seeing you being used and abused, and wishing they could be in the spot where you got this sorry ass at. There's a woman out there right now that wants to cut your food up and fold your clothes and call you daddy. Right now, it's a dude out there right now who knows your love language and makes sure you got it. Whether it's flowers, whether it's candy, whether it's pocketbooks, whether it's your nails done or your hair done. There's somebody out there right now lying on your name because they friends want to hang out and they saying telling their friends, my wife, my husband said I can't go. And they ain't even asked you because they'd rather be up under you than anywhere else. You ain't got to settle. It surely is. You ain't got to settle for what used to be. Because the reality is in most of these situations, it's what used to be. And normally that used to be wasn't no more than 6 months. Think about it. I want y'all to think about it. To anybody that's had a messed up relationship, to anybody that has had somebody cheated on them and they stayed one day too long, think back to when they stopped prioritizing you. Think back to the last time when you were with them and you felt like you were actually with them and not just a burden, just not somebody when you felt like they was coming home to you and not just coming to the place where they clothes live at. I used to tell me and DC used to talk about that all the time. I don't ever want you to come home because you coming home to your clothes and the way your stuff live at. If you're not coming home to me, if I'm not home, then I'm not for you. That just, to me, these are all my opinions. What I want now is completely different from what I used to want. Absolutely. And back to the lady I was talking about when the girl was putting down the heavyset girl who was telling what kind of man she wanted. Now she was telling now I'm going to focus on what the girl said the kind of man she wanted. She said she wanted basically a gym bro, somebody who's fitness and doesn't talk much and who's a manly man. You don't want somebody to talk to you? You don't want somebody that wants to know your feelings and your thoughts? You don't want somebody who actually listens to you and wants to hear how your day was? While I take issue with her coming at old girl because she thought her being smaller than the girl that was talking was some kind of big deal. I feel like the girl I was telling you about that was beautiful has self-esteem issues as well. Because I want a muscly man. Ain't nothing wrong with some muscles. That's all superficial. Absolutely. But what got me was not the superficial part, because all of us have superficial things we like in a partner, or we like in somebody, that or we attracted to in somebody. I do. We all do. And as I've gotten older, they have changed. When I was younger, I wouldn't date anybody light as me. I wouldn't. I don't like soft. I don't like soft. My wife is nice, but she not soft. She not mushy. I don't like mushy people. I don't like, at the time, men. But as I got older, one realized that maybe I don't like men the way I should. As you can see, things have changed. But what got me was, I don't like a man. She said, I don't want a man who vocalizes. I don't want a man who talks about his feelings. I feel like, and I could be wrong, that that's not. You don't want somebody to talk about their feelings. You don't want somebody to. I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. You want somebody that just looks good. You don't want any substance in it. You don't want any actual. But I could be wrong. Leilani, just read my book. I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like that's worse than maybe not so many muscles. Maybe he got a six. Maybe instead of a six pack, he got a two pack. Maybe he just got a 2 liter. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little pony keg. Feel me? But this person asks you how your day was and genuinely listens to you when you tell them. Remembers little things. Doesn't go buy you a $13,000 purse. Goes and buys you that $5 little trinket that you saw that you fell in love with and you just decided not to get for whatever reason. I had a friend who wouldn't date any man unless he was tall, light skinned, and had green eyes. That was all superficial, and she wondered why they never worked out. That was the opposite of my list. I didn't want none of that because that's all me. Well, I'm not tall. But now, but as I've gotten older, I will say that if I had dated women when I was younger, I would have dated different. I wouldn't have, because I did. I like a little dark skin. I like people taller than me, which at 5'5", it's a bunch of people. I didn't care nothing about fat or skinny. I'm fat. How the hell I'm gonna tell somebody they can't be fat? That's stupid. Um, it's just what was attracted to me. But I realize in women, I'm a little more fluid as far as looks go. It just has to be a vibe. I think now that if I'd have dated women, I'd have dated a vibe. With men, I had specific criteria. But and when I first started dating women, I had a type, but it was just more so that was just the type. It wasn't, that was what was available to me at the time. So, but now I am a happily married woman, so it really doesn't matter. I'm not dating anybody but my wife. But it changes as you get older. But the superficial things, they fade. Looks fade. A skinny person can get fat. A six pack can turn into a keg. Those pretty green eyes, I can't see shit. Right now, all that's blurry on the screen right there. That's blurry. I'm blurry. I don't know what my face look like. I can't stand out in the sun more than 3 hours before I start looking like a lobster. Now, I have a pretty tan afterwards. My melanin works from the inside out. But it's a vibe. I don't know. I guess got older, it was a feeling. I knew, I knew when DC touched my knee with her knee, it was over. Tell him, baby. She's not telling him. She's not telling y'all. But it did. We met, and there was no freaky business. She just walked up on me, and her knee touched my knee, and I was like, oh, sniggity snap. I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna make you wanna marry me. Oh, anyway. And now look at him. 12 years later, 6 years married, and 35 and more in process. Trying to stay alive long enough so that we can be old with no teeth together. Talking about people. You know how old people do. I don't know. But back to my original question. Because y'all know I go off on a tangent. At what point is the cheater no longer in the wrong? How many do-overs? How many forgives are you now the problem? How many forgives do you give your homegirl when she come talking about that nigga that keep taking her car and leaving her at work trying to find a ride home? Or she got to put gas in the car when he running out. Or 13 different girls and called your phone because you pay the bill. How many forgives do you have in you? Before she the problem. Or he the problem, you know. How many forgives? I got 3 forgives. I'm like baseball. 3 strikes. And I'm like, at this point, you're the problem. I told my friends that at this point, girl, I'm not. I've had friends in the bushes. I've had friends talk to the other woman on the phone for hours. Stay up in the morning. My homegirl talked to this girl that her quote unquote man was living with while he was coming over to her house, our house, because we was living together at the time. She talked on the phone till well in the morning. They was having discussions and whole think pieces about how this man was her man. But I'm like, girl, who the hell is you on the phone? I came in the house, right? And she told me some of the story. Bump 3 strikes, you get 1. I'm talking about my homegirl. I ain't talking about the person. I'm talking about my homegirl. How many of your friends, how many strikes do your friends get before you realize that they the problem and not the person that's cheating on them? I come in the house. For real, y'all. I came in the house. And she on the phone deep. And I'm like, who you talking to? Hey, Yellow Diamond. How you doing? Hi. I'm good. She on the phone. I'm like, who you talking to? She's like, I think I was like, all right, whatever. Anyway. So, she tell me it's his girlfriend. Now understand, we done went over to this boy house. She done bust out his window. She ended up having to pay for all that stuff. She bust out his window, and the Rock, I'm telling you, the Rock had a mind of its own. I don't know if I ever told you the story, but me and a guy that I was talking to, we went over there because I'm not going over to a guy's house to confront a guy and his girl, just me and my homegirl who will side with him. So I took back up. He didn't open the door. You hear a girl in there talking shit. She go out and pick up this brick. It wasn't even a round brick. It was like a brick that broke off. You know how the brick and the mortar break off together, and it was a broken brick. She couldn't even toss it right. She left-handed and flicked it, tossed it like, hold on, y'all. I don't know if you can see this. This how she tossed it. She didn't even throw it. She tossed it. It rolled. I swear, I promise you, it was like it was possessed. It rolled up the trunk. She threw it with just enough momentum and it caught enough. It rolled up the trunk, up the window, cracked the back window, rolled across the top of the car. I lie to you not. Rolled down the windshield, cracked the windshield, fell, hit the tire, and dented the hubcap of the car next to it. I was like, bitch, you got to pay for all that. Then she gets on the phone and talks to this girl well on into the morning. Now, I had nothing to say because I had already said something to him. This was back when I thought I was Billy Badass and could be the bullet. So I didn't give a shit what I said most of the time. So he would come in there. He said something about calling me fat. I said, bitch, you was trying to talk to me. Play with me if you want to. Play with me if you want to. I said, I'm not going to hurt her feelings right now. But say something else like that again. And then I went to her and I told her what she said. And she going to be like, well, bitch, if you take his side, I'm going to push you over this balcony. You over here babysitting his kids while he at the house sleeping with his girlfriend. They stayed on the phone till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. She get off the phone, she sad and crying and yada, 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 whoop-de-whoop. She phone, yes. I don't know. Them skills was skilling. Them skills was skilling. I don't know. I'm telling you, have y'all ever seen something that you can't explain that made no damn sense? That brick should not have rolled up the trunk of that car because it was an older car. So it didn't have the dip down. It was a straight trunk. Up the windshield, I swear for Jesus, up the back windshield, crossed the roof, down the front, fell off, and hit the hubcap to the car next to it. She ended up having to pay for both of those glasses, the scratches on the car, and the other car. Now, this was back in the 90s. Yeah, the early 90s. So I think she ended up having to pay $1,500, $2,000 for all that. But she ended up having to pay that. Yeah. Yeah. But did he deserve it? Yeah. Yeah. He would tell her, and this is what he would tell her, that he worked 7 days a week. And she gave him a key to our apartment. He worked 7 days a week. And he would come over there when he got off in the morning at 7 o'clock. Now, at the time, I didn't care. He wasn't my man. I didn't care. She was happy. If you like it, I love it. But then he started leaving his kids, and he had 4 kids. He started leaving his kids over at the house. Okay. All right. She sure did fumble. He started leaving his kids at the house. Okay. I'm not the babysitter. I ain't got no children or a man with no children. So I didn't care. As long as they didn't come in my room, I didn't give shit. So, but the girlfriend, started talking reckless and crazy about what she was going to come do at my house. I said, baby, I don't have any skin in this game. I think all y'all crazy. But you come over here, I'm going to fuck you up. Just because don't come to my house. Don't come to my house. If you want to do something out there, that's your business. She was talking about killing herself and all kind of crazy shit. I'm sitting there going, if you want to kill yourself, I mean, we're going to have to work that out with the Lord. And I'm sorry if I don't feel some kind of way about you killing yourself, whatever, whoop. But please don't come over here. I'm not what you want. I'm not what you want. In the least. Again, this was back when I was Billy Badass, so long time ago. But at what point was my roommate the problem? To me, she was the problem as soon as she found out that it was not him working 7 days a week. It was him having a whole nother life and use a chick on the side, but he got a key to our house. She was the problem the whole time because ain't no way in 4 hells I'm going to be on the phone with somebody I'm having sex with. They girlfriend to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. What you telling me about him? What we discussing? This just like one of DC exes coming over here. We having a discussion or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. What we discussing, baby? What I look like holding court? Now In the lesbian community, it's a little different. Lesbians have a tendency to stay friends with their exes. That ain't me. I'm not unfriendly. It's just that I don't want people who have all seen my inner workings to be together in the same room discussing me. That's just me. In my head, that's what I see. So I'm like, I'm cordial, I'm hey and yay and da 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 whoop de whoop. But I think that there comes a point in a relationship that you can't be friendly. Yeah, I have never given any man the key to my house. I have keys to theirs, but not. I didn't give the key. Just saying. Anyway, I have let's just say for the sake of argument, in the lesbian community, studs, dominant females have a tendency to stay friends with their exes. I don't know if it's a go back thing. I don't know, for whatever reason. I'm not privy to that level of lesbianism. But that's not my thing. We can be cordial. And I don't hold you no ill will. It's just that when you have had feelings for somebody, as far as I'm concerned, when you have feelings for somebody and y'all have been in an intimate situation, it's hard to not blur those lines, especially and even when you're in a relationship with somebody else. Because I'm gonna tell you some good stuff, and you're gonna hear her giggle in the background.
I'm out.
Because I'm talking about her. Because she's sitting right there. Now, when we started talking, two of her exes decided that I had to go through an interview process. Now, I talked to them and I was cordial and I was cool with it because they meant nothing to me. That's your friend. That's your best friend in the whole wide world. You used to do the nasty with. If that's your story, you sticking to it, I'm cool. But there came a time when even she saw that there's a blurred line that comes if you've been in a romantic relationship with somebody. It's very hard to stay friends with that person and not blur that line. Because if I'm in the room with two people that I've had an intimate relationship with, I've called these people baby. I have treated them because I'm gonna be me in a relationship. I'm always gonna be me. I'm always gonna be lovey-dovey, touchy-feely, baby. That's who I am. If I feel like we in that particular situation, if I feel like we in that relationship, hold on. Yeah, for me, my boyfriend is friends with his ex. I did tell him the issue wasn't cool, so I don't know how long we're going to be together keeping it. Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. I am sure that there are um exceptions to every rule. But the reality is, if you've had an intimate interpersonal relationship with somebody and it's been of a sexual romantic nature, it's hard for you not to slip into how you treat that person when you're in front of the person that you're with now. And on the flip side of that, that person is going to treat you the same way. And at some point, there's going to be issues. So that's why, to me, I cut them ties. But they thought that they had some sway in whether or not me and DC was about to be together. Girl, bye. But what came along, I didn't have to say anything because the women shot themselves in the foot. I didn't have to do nothing because I was being me. I'm gonna be me all the time. DC gave me the space and gave me the relationship to be myself. So I didn't have to do nothing. But what had happened was, because I was being myself and because we were developing a relationship that we were, and because we fell in love with each other for real, they realized they had no place anymore. And they were still trying to do their thing. Because there was one time, One of them got mad because she wouldn't get off the phone with me. I'm the one passing out the ass now. Now she not getting off the phone with me. Who is you? You is the used to be. You is the has been. You is the was. I am the here, the now, and the forever. And is. And is. And still is. And will always be. I didn't have to do nothing. They shot themselves in their own foot, thinking that they had the same place that they used to hold. And both of them had relationships. And still thought that they ran something over here. Play with your mom. Yeah, saying he been on her 15 years, but supposedly she treated him wrong. And I still say she must not have been a problem if you still talking to her as a friend. I don't believe him. I think in a lot of cases, it may not be in your case, but I think in a lot of cases, people hold on to exes because in some cases, they're not exes for real. Because the ex is an ex to me. An ex is a used to be. Your ex is a who are you? Because we exes for a reason. It's just like when before DC and I got married and we was dating, I don't do breaks. Ain't no such meaning. In 13 years, there's been no break. Because to me, if we breaking, we broke up. Ain't no we was on a break, we was apart for a week, and I could do what I want to do and you could do what you want to do. You can't do shit. You can't do shit. Not nothing. No. Ain't no such thing as a break. You tired of me? Go get on the couch. You all right? You tired? Go to sleep. You be right as rain. Get you a cup of coffee in the morning, and everything will be back to the normal. Just read my book. Said at Journey on the Go, cut your losses. Get rid of him before the holidays. No, you get rid of him after the holidays. Do you know how hard it is to cultivate good gift givers? Get rid of them after the holidays. After you have drained the pockets. After you've got the gifts. Nobody. Yeah, I don't do that. And I mean, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I'm doing the same thing for you that I'm doing DC, and for whatever reason, you don't lock it in, you didn't lock it in, you didn't make it official, you didn't realize that the door was open, and you waited for that bitch to close, and you think you're going to stick your foot in there? Absolutely not, Satan. No. I appreciate you, though. Thank you for thinking of me. No. Because I was there. Because I give. I give my all. I give you what I got. If I got it, I give it to you. I'm not talking about like actual things. I'm talking about I'm there. I'm the ear. I'm the cook. I'm the everything. I give it to you. I make you feel like you're the only person in the world. I had a Don tell me one time, you made me feel like a man. I was like, okay. But if you don't have sense enough to lock that down, if you don't have sense enough to take me off the market, if you don't have sense enough, if you think that it's enough for you to go around, then I'm going to show you what can go around. I'm going to show you it's enough for me too. Let's do this together. Let's tag team this hoe. Just saying. I know. I have a couple of exes that are, a couple of breakups. It wasn't the right time. That if I was single, maybe. But I have exes like my ex-husband. That's over and done before I left. Absolutely. Now, there's a difference between growing apart and being an ex. Because you don't have to be an ex if y'all grew apart. The situation was no longer feasible for either one of y'all. You are a good memory. You always be my homeboy, my home girl. But I know for me that because I'm very no, she can use the money she's going to buy the gifts on herself. Imagine going to his family's house and the ex is there because she's still friends with his. Oh, wait a minute. That's too much intermingling.
What happened?
All right. Just read my book said no, she can use the money she was going to buy his gifts on herself. Imagine going to his family's house and the ex is there because she's still friends with the sister and his mom. Drop him. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the thing. If every time I went home with DC, his I'm just using you as an example.
That was Richard and Tilly and Raymond.
If every time I went home with DC, you stupid.
It was.
And my and her family was bringing and her exes around, I'm not going no more. I got one time to go to your sister house, your mama house, your cousin them house, or anybody house, and your ex is there because they invited her because y'all still friends and she's a part of the family. I'm not going anymore. You're not gonna disrespect me in my face. Ain't gonna be no other bitch thinking because y'all got history that I'm gonna sit up there and watch you be her friend. Kiss my ass. I'm gonna be at the house. And you ain't got but a couple of times to go by your goddamn self before I think that that's where you want to be at. Absolutely not, Satan. That irks my spirit to no end to when families don't like the present, so they bring the ex around. You ain't got but one time, and I come over to the house, and the ex is there because your mama invited her. But guess what? You, your mama, and your girlfriend can get together. I'm at the house. Hey, brown sugar.
So good. You putting the roast in the morning.
Oh, that sounds like my family. It be exes every get together. Absolutely not. No, I'm not gonna keep going over there. And oh, this who DC went to prom with. Yes, this I loved her. She was the bitch.
I didn't go to real prom.
I'm just saying. Just use you as an example. Let me tell y'all some good stuff. I told my for real wife that can't nobody talk about her but me. That includes her family. You think I'm gonna sit up there and not cuss out somebody that keep bringing her ex around? I don't care who it is. Now I do it respectfully, of course, but I'm gonna do it and I ain't coming back. And I'm gonna dare her to go. Go if you want to.
Oh, God, just to see what you gonna do.
Y'all think that even sounded like the truth when she said it? I don't. Absolutely not. That's disrespectful. And the reality is, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm making jokes and everything, but if the family of the person you're dating doesn't respect you in your relationship, eventually it won't work. Because it's especially if your partner is family oriented and they really value what their family says and what their family thinks, then eventually you're going to take a back seat. There's no winning over a family that don't like you. It's not. Cause I know me. Would I disrespect? I don't mind a spoon, baby. Would I disrespect some girl Nick right around? No. Would I be fake with her? Why DC said I would. Well, I mean, I'm not talking about somebody who's just blatantly wrong. I'm not talking about somebody who just wanted for his money. I'm not talking about somebody who treats him in on kind of. I'm not talking about that. I can't tell you why I don't like people 99% of the time. My Aunt Brenda's third ex-husband is who cut all the trees down in mine and Papa y'all. We had a
I wish I knew what the sugar was here.
just sit it right there. Just sit it. I get it. I can get it. Just sit it right there. Uh, I I got something that's sweet that has sugar in it. If you want to try it, you want to use it. Okay. Um. Um. Blew my brain up. My brain is gone. My brain is it's toast now. Um, yeah, but I wouldn't. I have. There's several reasons why I don't like somebody. She could have been having a bad day, caught me off guard, and I don't like you for the rest of the week. So it's a lot of reasons. Would I talk to him by himself? Yeah, I'm like, I don't like your girlfriend. I'm not gonna see. I'm not gonna embarrass him. That's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't embarrass him. Now, if she gets now, she want to be reckless. We're gonna be reckless together. Absolutely. As long as I have breath in my body.
I'll be like, who you?
You ain't got but one time to disrespect me, and I will forget that my son love you in 13.2 seconds, and he know better. He know I don't have the good sense God gave me.
I'll be like this. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but
She say that shit. You know what? That get me all the time. She'll say, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but you meant to hurt my feelings then.
I'm talking about to the girl.
Anybody. This is just a segue. This ain't got nothing to do with. She always say, she'll say something reckless and then say, but I ain't mean to hurt your feelings. Yes, you did. You wouldn't have said it. It was meant to be hurt. It was. Anyway. But I also. Hold on. Just real book said, I agree. No, Journey said, I agree. Let me shut up. I'm just saying. I'm going to be respectful till I'm not. And I wouldn't, here's the thing. If I don't like the person you with, I ain't got to be with her. As long as you treat my son good and I just happen to not like you for whatever reason, I don't like you or whatever. And it have to be a good reason. Cause I'm not like, I don't like you because you're this. I don't like you because you work at, your waitress. I'm not that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? As long as you treat my son good and my son is happy and my daughter is happy and you treat my daughter good, I'm cool with who you are and how you go about. It is up to our families, our kids to decide what's right for them in a relationship. We can't do that because at some point, if a child feels like they can't come to you even as an adult, then it'll be, yeah, that goes along with not being rude, but right. No, I'm finna be rude. Yep, Leilani. Yeah. I don't even say it. I just say what I want, and then, if it come out, it come out. Come out how it come out. Because I meant what I said. If I didn't want you to know what I was saying, if I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings, I wouldn't have said it out loud. I would have talked, me and DC would have talked about you behind your back at the house. I was trying to hurt your feelings. I was trying to get my point across. And it just so happened, or maybe I was trying to get my point across and it just happened to hurt your feelings, but I ain't going to take it back because I meant what I said. But anyway. Yeah. You ain't got but one time to invite the ex over for Sunday dinner that we ain't coming back. Now, here's the thing. I would never keep my significant other from their family. If me and my significant other family, we didn't mesh at all, but we still wanted to be together, I would never say you can't go over there. I've seen people like that. You can't go to your mama's house. You can't go to your sister. I would never do that. Just because we don't get along don't mean y'all don't get along. But as long as we're not actively trying to hurt each other, you live your life. But when people are actively trying to hurt your feelings, I believe that you have to really take stock in your relationship. You have to take stock in your relationship and figure out if this is the best course for you. If this is the way you should be. You hear the tippy tappies of fluffy feet? Yes, he is over here on the bed now. But I'm just saying. These are just the random thoughts that I had today. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I can't think of nothing else I want to say right now, y'all. But actually, dinner has been served. And I want to eat it before it gets cold because it's actually good. So I'll be back tomorrow. And I'll figure out something else to talk about tomorrow. I would like to thank everybody who came along today. 1K Yellow Diamond. Just read my book, Leilani. Hold on. It's more. Hold on. Let me look down. Brown Sugar. Hey, y'all. Marguerite. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the Mom Squad. Y'all have been our ride or die. Y'all hang on, and y'all make us hang on. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the love. We appreciate everything. And I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be talking about tomorrow. It could be anything. So make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that every time we every time we drop a video or go live, you guys can join us. Thank you so much for supporting us. And I'm out. Bye, y'all.